This is one of sport's great proving grounds, a gateway to glory. Brilliant! 29 tournaments spanning 19 countries. Along the way, a chance to expand horizons and sample life on tour.
How beautiful is that? Magic.
Finish the season in the top 20 on the road to Mallorca rankings and secure a golden ticket to the DP World Tour. This is the Challenge Tour.
On the tee from Denmark, Rasmus Neergaard-Petersen.
Okay, this wasn't a normal start to a week on the Challenge Tour. But when you've won 2 of the first 9 events of the season and you're in the form of your life, why not give qualification for one of golf's 4 majors a shot? It would sadly end in disappointment for the Dane, though, finishing the 36-hole event just 2 shots shy of punching his ticket to Pinehurst. Nonetheless, it has been a remarkable start to 2024, and we've had a front row seat for all of it.
Please put your hands together for Rasmus Neergaard-Petersen from Denmark.
This is his 2nd win in 3 weeks on the Challenge Tour. Rasmus Neergaard-Petersen.
Despite the rigours of US Open qualifying in the UK and then having to travel to Denmark the next day for a Challenge Tour event, the juice, as they say, was worth the squeeze.
It's a 36th opportunity to get to play a major, so it was a no-brainer for me. Obviously, I've been to this course in the past. It's been 6 years since I've been here last, but played it a bunch of times, so hopefully that helps me this week. It was nice to play on home soil, but at the end of the day, when we tee off on Thursday, it's just another golf tournament. I'll try and see if I can put some good scores and hopefully be in contention to win on Sunday.
And that's something he's been doing a lot of lately. In fact, another victory, and he would gain automatic promotion to the DP World Tour.
I couldn't have wished for a better start, obviously. A big goal of mine this year was to win. So obviously having done that twice already is exceeding expectation and my goals. But then again, then you set new goals, right? So all of a sudden, the new goal is to see if I can win a 3rd time. And obviously I got 2 and 3 events, but I mean, it's tough to win. It's not just enough just to play well. You got to have things fall your way too.
It's ideal.
You got to be perfect. Being on the road, I mean, you get used to it. Obviously, we travel a lot when I was in college as well, but honestly, it's more than just a job. I mean, you've got to be willing to travel a lot and live out of a suitcase for longer periods of time. So, at times it can be quite hectic. Flew into Copenhagen this morning and drove over. So, obviously, as you can see in the back of my car as well, it's quite the mess, but we'll make the best of it. First-hand experience of not finding your Airbnb. So I think it's that one over there. This year already, we've seen the better part of the whole world, and obviously we're going to China later this year. You're gonna pretty much hit every continent, so you get to go visit so many cool places and do a lot of cool stuff. In that way, we're very privileged that we get to go to those places. All right, guys, it's been a long day today. I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow.
So good sleep there.
Yeah, it definitely helped. I was quite tired yesterday. I was able to get in 9-10 hours, so I definitely needed that. So I come from kind of a golfing family. Both my parents play and pretty much got me plastic golf clubs before I could walk even. Played a bit of football growing up as well, football and a bit of badminton. But I think I was around 13, 14 Kind of when I start getting around the national teams and the youth development squads, that's when I said, okay, I'll quit those other two sports and start focusing more heavily on the golf.
He was vindicated in that decision, going on to represent his country at age group level. 5 years at Oklahoma State followed, honing his skills in the college system and testing his ability against some of the best in the game.
So my first year there in 2018, 2019, that was Victor Hovland and Matt Wolf's last year in college. So I got a full year with both of those guys, and then I was fortunate enough that Victor actually ended up living in Stillwater his first 3-4 years as a pro. So been around him a lot, been able to pick his brain on how to improve and how he looks at the game. And it's been awesome to learn from him, you know, watch him practice and play every day when he isn't out competing. That's definitely another aspect of going to college that has really helped me in a big way. We finished school middle of the year, so you don't really have status to play on any tour unless you get one of the top spots in the PGA Tour University. I ended up falling just out of that, so for me it was more about thinking, okay, where can I get opportunities to play? So, you know, my manager reached out to head of Challenge Tour, Jamie, and, you know, we were able to get a couple starts and then see where we could go from there. And then obviously had a great start, played great in the events. I was able to parlay that into some more starts, and then even before Q School, being able to kind of lock up a Challenge Tour card for this year was huge.
Year on year, it gets more and more competitive. The level of play out here is really incredibly high. It's not too far off a DP World Tour event. We have got a lot of players that have come down or new emerging talent that's coming up, which makes it incredibly tough just to get one win, let alone two in one season.
I've known him for a lot of years now, played a bit of golf with him in the past. Always known he's a good golfer, but he's done it quite quickly. But he's got a lot of grit, so it doesn't really surprise anyone, I think.
Every player is incredibly skilled at this game. It's not to take anything away from any of them, but some of them just set themselves apart, and Rasmus in this instance does. His mental fortitude, his skill on the course, his behavior away from golf, all depicts a superstar in the future.
Neergaard-Petersen appears to be the latest in a long line of world-class players to emerge from Denmark. He's following in the footsteps of the Højgaard twins, Torbjørn Olesen and Victor Hovland, who've all tasted success at the highest level of the game.
It is a home win for Denmark, and it belongs to Rasmus Højgaard.
Much is expected of the young Dane then, especially on home soil. This week, we're a 2-hour drive west of Copenhagen at the Odense Eventyr Golf Club. There were glorious conditions early in the week, but with the weather taking a turn for the worst on Thursday, how would Neergaard-Petersen respond?
And on the tee, we have Rasmus Neergaard-Petersen from Denmark.
It wasn't the best of starts. In trying conditions, he opened with a bogey on his very first hole, the 10th. His response was swift though, with this lengthy birdie putt on the very next hole. It was a mixed bag from there on in. He registered 2 more birdies, but also 4 bogeys, turning in 2 over par. However, an improvement in the weather seemed to help turn his fortunes around. With the waterproofs off and the umbrella packed away, 5 straight pars followed before this birdie on the 6th hole. He carded back-to-back birdies to finish with a flourish, posting an opening round of 71.
I just felt like the first 9 or 10 holes really, I found myself kind of complaining over decent shots, and instead of just focusing on, you know, the process around every shot, so I just told myself going to the back 9 that basically stop whining and then just go out and play some golf, and you know, I'm happy with the finish.
1 under par after day 1, giving the 24-year-old rankings leader a share of 31st place. 5 shots off the pace, set early on by Haraldur Magnus, Gudmundur Christiansen and Andreas Halvorsen. With conditions considerably better for round 2, would Neergaard-Petersen be able to capitalise? Not immediately, as it took him a while to settle. 3 pars to begin with, before he finally got going. He reeled off birdies on the 4th, 6th and 8th holes and looked to be cruising. But a bogey pegged him back as he turned in 2 under. As one of the local favourites, he'd attracted a few spectators to his group. Among them, his proud parents, Jens and Hella.
It's his dream. He has been putting so much effort in. He's loved it since he could walk. So he had enjoyed it, and it has been what he wanted to do. And now seeing it starting paying off, it is amazing. And also that it has come so fast.
They had a great view of some sensational golf from their son, like this chip-in birdie on the 11th.
Hey!
They were not able to see much of him in action while he was away at college, but visits are becoming more regular now that he's plying his trade in Europe.
Of course, he's been in US for 5 years. I guess we missed him sometimes, but now he is home quite a lot more, same place as we are, so we are quite a lot more together at the moment, actually.
Despite a bogey on the 12th hole, Neergaard-Petersen produced a stunning finish. First, he holed out for eagle on the par 5 15th hole. And then for good measure, almost holed out again at the last. Inches away from the rarest of all birds, an albatross. A tap-in eagle to finish though, and a round of 66.
For most of the day I didn't hit it really good and was kind of just scrapping it around. But a couple of really nice shots in the end, helped me shoot the score that I did today. So obviously, happy with the position I'm in now, but got some work to do this afternoon to go back and get things straightened out a little bit.
Work still to do then for Neergaard-Petersen, but a job well done nonetheless. A 24-place climb up the leaderboard to a share of 7th, leaving him poised to pounce over the weekend. Coming up, we look back at Matteo Manassero's victory last year in Denmark.
He's been through heartache, struggles, but he's a champion once again.
And who would emerge victorious this time round? We'll find out after the break. Welcome back to the Challenge Tour and to the Danish Golf Challenge. After 2 rounds, it was Andreas Halvorsen leading the way in Odense. A 1-shot advantage over Gudmundur Christiansen, with Oliver Becker lurking a further 2 shots back. It's over to Kit Alexander then, to guide us through all the action on moving day.
Bradley Borden, a 1 over par 73 in bad weather on Thursday, but he fought back well with a 64 on Friday, low round of the tournament so far. And this chip-in, one of 5 birdies in a 68 to reach 11 under on Saturday. Iceland's Gudmundur Christiansen started with a bogey, got that back at the 3rd, and he held this beauty at the 4th to tie the lead with Halvorsen. Joel Moscatel, winner in Spain last time out, and the good times continued to roll. The 25-year-old fired this lovely approach at the 7th to set up a birdie. It was a bit of a slow start for overnight leader Andreas Halvorsen. 1 birdie and 1 bogey to this point. But But this one just tickled in on the left-hand side for him to regain the solo lead at the 7th, and he would pick up another shot at the 8th. An impressive showing from the man promoted from the Nordic Golf League last season, and another positive push with back-to-back birdies again at 10 and 11. That opened up a 2-shot cushion for the Norwegian. Peter Launabæk was performing brilliantly though on his home course. This eagle at 18, his second of the day. A great cheer from him, from all of the fans. It was a joint low round of the day, 7 under 65. Andreas Halvorsen was not to be outshone. He also finished with this eagle, a third successive 66, and he's comfortably atop the leaderboard.
So Andreas Halvorsen then with a handy 3-shot cushion following the conclusion of that 3rd round. Christiansen remains in close proximity to the Norwegian, while Rasmus Neergaard-Petersen is in a share of 10th spot. At the tender age of 17, Matteo Manassero became the youngest ever winner on the DP World Tour. Less than 3 years later, his greatest achievement, winning his 4th DP World Tour title, the 2013 BMW PGA Championship. But golf is a cruel game, and form deserted Manassero. He never lost hope, always believing a return to those lofty heights was possible.
I understood from the past few years that nothing is guaranteed, so it's you need to be hopeful, but you need to also be realistic that it doesn't happen all the time.
This time 12 months ago in Denmark, things finally clicked. Almost 10 years to the day since his triumph at Wentworth, he was back in the winner's circle.
He's been through heartache, struggles, but he's a champion once again.
Copenhagen was a huge relief for me to be able to feel that I could do it again.
And do it again he did, as another victory followed at the Italian Challenge Open. He finished 9th in the 2023 Road to Mallorca rankings, earning a return to the DP World Tour. He marked it with a stunning win at the Johnson Workwear Open in March this year, in just his 10th start since regaining his card.
We are seeing something very, very special here. Manassero is back.
A remarkable comeback story, and it all started in Denmark. But back to the here and now. After 54 holes, it was Andreas Halvorsen with a 3-shot advantage. But with the chasing pack breathing down his neck, it was all set up for a thrilling final day in Denmark. But who would complete a fairy tale finish? Let's rejoin Kit to find out.
Not the ideal start for the overnight leader Halvorsen, as he bogeyed the first and gave himself a lot of work to do to save par on the second. But he was up to it, rolling that in to maintain a 2-shot lead. Bradley Borden was looking to make a surge. Par 5s would be all important, and he nearly holed out from the bunker for eagle here at the 4th. Unfortunately, the Englishman would slip down the leaderboard with a back 9 of 40 shots to finish tied 23rd. Well, Halvorsen, after that great save on 2, his next move was in the right direction with this birdie here at the 3rd. Back to the 3-shot cushion he started the day with. Felix Murray, good recent form after a slow start to the season. He's crept his way up to 34th on the road to Mallorca. And this eagle at the 4th moved him into solo 3rd, just 4 shots off the pace. Not much movement for Iceland's Christiansen in the final round. He just bogeyed 7. But this birdie on 8 got him back under par for the day. Finland's Oliver Lindell with a wonderful surge through the field in the final round. 32 out, 30 back, including this birdie at 18 for a 10 under par 62, the lowest round of the week, and a clubhouse target of 16 under.
But storm clouds had been gathering for some time. There was lightning in the area. Eventually, it forced the players from the course. A heavy downpour followed and a suspension of just over 2 hours. But when the storm went, the course was playable again. The final round resumed.
It was another good week for Road to Mallorca #1 Rasmus Neergaard-Petersen. No eagle here at the last, but he would birdie 3 of his last 5 holes for a 67 and a tied 6th finish in his native Denmark. Christensen had just made back-to-back bogeys at 13 and 14. But this lovely third shot at the 15th set up a birdie. He'd had another red number at 17 as well. It hadn't been the final round Joel Moscatel was hoping for, as he slumped to 5 over through 13 holes. But birdies at 14 and 17, and this wonderful eagle at the last hauled him back into the top 10. It was a strange finish for Halvorsen, who bogeyed 13 and 14 straight after the weather delay, but nobody was able to catch him as he parred home from there, including here at the 18th, to seal a wire-to-wire 3-shot victory that ignites his chances of back-to-back promotions.
Well, Christensen shared second along with John Parry and Oliver Lindell, all 3 shots off the pace. But in the end, in just his 18th start on the Challenge Tour, a final round 71 was enough to clinch a maiden title for one very happy Norwegian.
This is huge. Didn't really think I'd be good enough to do this, and it's cool seeing that I am. And obviously played some great golf the first 3 days to even have a chance, but it's special to win, and to see that I can compete at this level is cool.
Well, Rasmus Neergaard-Petersen remains comfortably on top of the Road to Mallorca rankings. A runner-up spot this week sees John Parry closest to catching him. Sam Hutspie's improving too, with Andreas Halvorsen the biggest mover, jumping 68 places up the standings. Martin Kuvra moved up 2 places to sit on the shoulders of that top 10, whilst Chris Paisley slipped back 1 spot into that crucial 20th position. Well, sadly, that brings our time in Denmark to a close. There's a week off now for the class of 2024 to recharge, before they reconvene in Spain for the Challenge des Cadiz. So join us next time as the pursuit of promotion to the DP World Tour continues.